Hello? Greetings and salutations. Oh, I hope I didn't startle you. I was trying to, like, step on leaves and stuff so that you'd know there was a human approaching. Yes, I was just wondering if you didn't mind. Might I join you at this pastoral little part of the riverbank that you have chosen for what seem to be uh, deep and introspective reflections? Are you sure you don't mind? Because, like, totally, I can just go find another spot. I saw you down here and was like, oh, I I wonder if they'd mind if I sat nearby. Sure you don't mind? Okay, just gotta double check. Gotta double check. Like, I don't want to disturb your Riverside meditations. Nice. You found a spot with the ducks. You're so cute. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, distract you from. Again, you seem to be deep in thought. You don't mind? I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're okay with us chatting a bit, that would be that'd be nice. Little little chatting with a fellow river enjoyer is always delightful. I have to say, have to say. It's so beautiful. Oh look, there's ducks over there too. Yeah, over in the distance. You know, earlier I was walking on the trail, the river trail, and well, that's that's misleading. We'll say meandering along the river trail. I was meandering along the river trail, and I was seeing some of the ducks, and I was like, how cold is the water? And the water isn't like freezing, but it is a little bit cool. And while I know that the ducks have all their little, like, uh, oh, what's it called? Insulation and all that good stuff. Like, I'm aware of that. But meanwhile, how are they not cold? Also, I have to wonder how much of their little, their little webbed feet, how much of that is, uh, like, how much sensory sensitivity is in their webbed feet? You know? Because all the floof of their bodies is very insulated with, because I know they've got fat reserves and they've got all the feathers and then the oils in the feathers that, you know. Wouldn't it be funny if that duck was trying to explain to me the answer to these questions that I've just voiced? Yeah, they probably can't hear me. Well, we heard them. Fair. They were being a little probably louder than. Oh, did you hear that just from the other direction? Maybe they're calling to each other. Hey, pal! Burgers over here are pretty tasty. Well, worms, worm burgers. What do ducks eat? I watch them here in the river, just in the water. And, like, I know bugs, but, like, are there little teeny tiny fishes here? Are there worms? I feel like I want to know. But I never want to, like, I'm like, I'm at a river to enjoy the river and the ducks, so I don't, like, pull out my phone and consult web browser senpai of what, the answers to my questions, but then I leave the river and then, out of sight, out of mind, I no longer have those questions because I'm no longer around what is prompting the questions, which are the ducks. So, huh? Yeah, web browser senpai. You thought that was funny, eh? Okay, first of all, I think it makes glorious sense. Second of all, you have a delightful laugh. Yes, you do. It is absolutely adorable. Oh, you don't think so? Well, I disagree. I vehemently disagree, and if it is other humans on this planet who have given you the impression that your laugh is not absolutely charming, I repudiate them, and I encourage you to do so as well. Yes, yes. The backs of our hands to them. Cheeky blighters. He's just standing on that rock. Chillin'. Chillin' on the riverbed. I can't tell. Because, see, look right now, look right now. From your perspective, can you see how it looks like he's on one leg? Did you see how he was just standing just there? Okay, I can't tell if when I'm looking at a duck farther away than he was from us just now. I'm not been able to tell if I am witnessing the phenomenon that I think I am or if I'm not. I can't tell sometimes if they're standing in a way where I just can't see both legs or if they're standing on one leg flamingo style. Because is that just flamingo style? Like, do other waterfowl stand on the whole one leg thing with the other tucked up into their chonk? Oh, that would be fun if they're having a conversation across the river. Do you know? No, not if, sorry, that was confusing. Not if they're having a conversation across the river. If waterfowl besides flamingos do the whole stand on one leg thing. You're not wrong. I shall have to consult web browser senpai. Well, maybe, if we walk away from the river together, perchance, if we just happen to, if that happens to happen, perhaps you could remind me as we're walking away, so that it can continue to exist in the upon the radar of my brain. Not saying that we have to, of course, walk away from the river together, although I can think of a few things that in this moment I would consider more delightful. But, yes, I said what I said. I think it would be delightful to, when we leave the riverbank, to walk away and continue talking a little bit, as we go to our respective cars or walk down the way or whatever. Well, because it's taken me rather a bit to work up the everything to come and approach you and say, hey, howdy, hey. And so I would hope if it was, something that you found no discomfort or displeasure in, I would hope to prolong the experience. Yes, I have been working up the courage to do this for some time. The ducks are my witnesses. Well, no, just because I come here a lot and I, meander along the river trail, and I have seen you multiple times, just either walking or sitting here so restfully by the riverbank, and I have wanted since the very first time I saw you to say hello and to, interact with you. But I always was really worried about, disturbing you or making you uncomfortable or being disquieting for you in some way and ruining the peaceful view. And yeah, so finally today I was like, you know what? It's now or never. Come on, let's do this thing. In the immortal words of Linguini in Ratatouille. Well, I mean, that's an excellent question. Why? But I just it's hard to put into words, I suppose. Well, let me rephrase that. It's hard to put into concise words because I've thought about this a lot um, ever since I first saw you. And yes, I have thought about you a lot since I first saw you. In moments not confined to my time at the along the river. Yep, I think of you. You exist for me outside of the land of the river. Well, I think because I just catch a really pleasant vibe from you. You just you sit here so thoughtfully and just it feels like you're a part of the scene, you know, not like you're an intruder in it. You know, there's different ways of people approaching a given situation, and some people, when they're in a more pastoral scene or nature scene or whatever you'd call it, they're like, I am here, and nature is here, and I am here in the nature. Ooh, train. And then there's people like you who it's like just take off. Love seeing that. But yeah, people like you I see, and it just feels like you're here joining the nature, you know, not like using it for an experience, but joining it to experience it. There's nuance there. I don't know exactly how to explain what I'm trying to explain, but I don't know. I catch a good vibe from you, and I like it. I've seen, well, like now, how the ducks are coming up pretty close to us, and like they're super socialized as far as humans go, all the ducks that live at this river. But like I've seen you just sitting here watching them, and I've seen them get even closer to you than this, like where those rocks are, you know, closer. Like I've seen them that close to you. Not that I just realized how. Not that I like have stared at you. I'm talking about how. Okay, granted, I do sort of keep an eye out for you when I'm meandering along the river trail, and when I see you, I sort of I allow myself the pleasure of observing you as I walk by, but I never just stand and stare at you. That would be invasive, and I would not disrespect you in that manner. Yes, you are a lovely sight when you're sitting here staring at the river. Lovely, glorious, charming, whatever you prefer. I don't know why the world has genderized certain words of descriptors, but insert um, descriptor of pleasant lookingness, and that's you. Well, I would say attractive, but I feel like that's coming on a little bit stronger than I want to. But also, then I just got all tangled up with my words, and so I'm like, I need to somehow indicate what I'm attempting to say. So, have I made you uncomfortable with that? You know what? I can just. Okay, are you sure? Because I can totally leave. Right, but like, I can tell that you're very nice, that you're kind, and there's a spectrum on there where between someone who's nice but still feels comfortable enough socially to be able to speak their mind versus someone who's really nice but doesn't always feel comfortable enough socially to uh, assert their preferences or advocate for themselves. So I'm just a little worried that I might not seem as friend shaped to you as you seem friend shaped to me. Okay, okay. I mean, I'm going to just trust you. I'm going to trust you that you consider me friend shaped. No, it's not that I didn't trust you before. It's just there's like trusting someone enough as one does in a social situation for just, interaction's sake. And then there's like, nope, I will make the determination. Oh, are they wrestling? Okay, was that duck in the water laughing at the duck that flew away? That literally sounded like to me. But okay, that could just totally be me. Anyway, no, I have officially decided that even though I'm a little worried that you might be just, you know, not wanting to make me feel sad and therefore saying that you're fine with me being here, I'm going to just trust you that that's not what you're doing. Well, you're very welcome. Well, I am honored in turn. I am honored that you would be so gracious as to allow me here into your presence to um, engage with you in conversation and in enjoying the river park, and that you have allowed me to chatter on as perhaps awkwardly as I have been chattering. Well, I'm grateful for your graciousness, and if I do in any way make things unredeemably awkward, just if you stand up and are leaving and sort of give off the vibe that you sort of want to do that alone, I will not do as I referenced earlier, and follow you up the river bank in jolly companionship. I will just sit here, consider my life choices and where they have led me, and determine to make better ones in the future. Oh, yes. So when I say that, when I corrected myself saying no, I don't walk along the river path and meander, I meant that. So yes, there's like walking along the path, and then there's meandering along the path where you're sort of rambling along, and then you see a patch of the uh, riverside slope between like the river and the path, and you're like that, how it slopes you, the riverbank. That's what I want. I think I literally just said that a moment ago, but like, you walk in and you see that there's a part of the riverbank that's like, not so underbrushy, that like this area where how we can sit because there's space enough, and when there's areas along the riverbank where there's space enough that you can walk, but you're still like, oh, I'm in a woodland, but like actually not. It's lovely, and so you just scramble along the riverbank, and you're doing that whole like mountain goat thing where you're walking, and like one leg's all sort of bent and shorter than the other, and the other leg's like all long, and you're just like, dur, 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 dur. You ever do that? Seriously, it's one of my favorite things to do. Love it, love it, love it. But I always long sleeves and long pants because I have gotten scratched up along the way of doing that, and so I have learned, my friend. I have learned. I hope you don't mind me calling you friend just now. As I've indicated, I do consider you friendship, and as I have also indicated, I have rather wanted to, say hello and get to know you for some time now, and that just sort of slipped out. I did not mean that as an overreach in any way. I hope it did not come across that way to you. It didn't? Thank everything gracious. Yes, I have thought it would be rather nice to, attempt initiating friendship with you, whether it was, whether it resulted in us just, sort of waving at each other across the, across whatever distance we happen to notice each other from, or whether it just remained there, or occasionally I could come, sit perhaps by the riverbank or by the riverside and enjoy it with you, or there's always room for more, and more would be cool. well, as a random non-specific example of what more could look like, you know, more could be me at some point uh, screwing my courage to the sticking place, in the immortal words of Macbeth. I think it's Macbeth that says that. Anyway, in the immortal words of Shakespeare, whatever. Unless that was uh, one of his more derivative lines. Me getting all like, I'm gonna just be confident here for a moment and saying, "Well, hello there, you, you delightful Riverside human. You would you like to perhaps, I don't know, walk down the river trail where it ends up in some of the more metropolitan, metropolitan, metropolitan. Now I sound like Megamind. Metropolitan areas of this sector of the area, and I don't know. We could. It's getting cooler. We could grab a hot chocolate, or if it was a hot day, I could, you know, invite you to go get a milkshake or something. Just as a completely random, non-specific example of what I could do. At some point, if I, you know, was so brash as to do so. You don't think it would be brash if I did so? Hmm. Well, with that as some of the happiest context that I have received about a given situation lately, what if I'm posing this as a hypothetical right now? What if that happened not in the land of random, non-specific examples, but actually happened? What if, say, I said, "Well, hello there, you delightful human by the riverside with a gorgeous smile, a delightful laugh, very nice approach to interacting with other humans. Oh, thou who is sitting here, would you like to go at some point, at once we receive our fill of Riverside watching, which is, I mean, that could be never. Can one receive a fill for that? I don't know. But, once we receive our fill of that, would you like to go and, partake of some sort of tastiness with me? To walk down to some purveyor of tastiness in the not too distant region and attain such for ourselves." Yes, no, just as a hypothetical, what would be your response if that all happened? Although perhaps not quite as wordily. I do tend, I do understand. I'm so sorry. I do, especially the more like, possibly the more, you know, slightly nervous I might be about what I'm doing. I can get a little wordy in how I phrase things. So apologies if that is in any way irritating. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna once again choose to trust you on that. Yes, just hypothetically speaking, absolutely hypothetically speaking. You would, again, in that hypothetical situation, you would, just to confirm that I heard you right, you would be willing to go in search of snacky sustenance with me? Well, in that case, as a non-random, specific uh, initiative, as a not hypothetical, hello there, charming human who likes to sit by riversides and enjoy them, as do I, and who has been so gracious as to sit here and allow the rambling that is my way of interfacing with this world to occur, and who has not only who has lived up to the fact that you appear friend-shaped. You have been very kind, very nice, and just absolutely lovely and very, very charming. Oh, human that you are, do you like hot chocolate? Do you like milkshakes? Milkshakes? Do you like ice cream? And or do you like baked goods? Because I know of a place in the relatively nearby vicinity where I know of different places in the nearby vicinity where such items can be obtained and enjoyed. Would you perhaps, in a bit or so, be amenable to walking with me to one of those and obtaining such delicacies with me? My treat, absolutely my treat. Please, please, my treat. And just sort of chatting a bit. I've been doing a fair bit of the conversational uh, meandering, as it were, for the last bit. And I would, if you felt comfortable, love to hear a bit more about your perspectives on basically anything. Yes, I would. I would very much like to, you know, be a very, very happy and delighted and willing listener if you had the time and if you were so inclined. Um, would would you perhaps want to do that?